What's up guys, this is Brian again and I'm back with another video. As you can see, I already did the big four bands and I'm gonna go back to some of the roots that I started earlier on this channel. I'm gonna do hair metal bands, and this band you should know very well. This is like one of the most famous bands of hair metal, and it's Motley Crue. And Motley Crue personally is one of my favorite hair metal bands of all time, and dude, they have done great songs. Vince Neil on vocals, Mick Mars, one of the most underrated guitarists of all time. And let's see who else. Nikki Sixx on the bass guitar, Tommy Lee on badass on the drums, and the stunts he does, well, that's great. And we're gonna rank all 9 studio albums of Motley Crue. So we're gonna kickstart this out. Number 9, it's gonna be Generation Swine. Generation Swine, well, obviously has to go to the bottom. Generation Swine for me, it isn't a memorable record. It was like the record where Vince Neil returned back as a singer. They fired John Corabi, and for me, Vince Neil, he's a great singer. Just that on this record, it didn't sound like the Motley Crue we knew of the '80s, because this album literally sounded so different. It sounded like experimentation between different types of songs. It has a couple of good songs like Flush, Afraid, the title track. Shout at the Devil of 1997 was a great song, but but this album doesn't have too much memorable stuff. So on number 9, I gotta say Generation Swine. On number 8, I gotta say New Tattoo. New Tattoo, it isn't that memorable either, like Generation Swine. Tommy Lee left the band, and they brought Randy Castillo, who played for Ozzy Osbourne. Really, Randy, he was a great drummer, but sadly he passed away of skin cancer. He was this album, it's kind of like super heavy, and it kind of sounded more like more like a type heavy metal album. It was like a little bit more stronger, but it has a couple of good songs like Hell on High Heels. That was a great track. New Tattoo, well, there was like, it has a couple of good songs. Just that it's like Generation One, it isn't that memorable. On number 7, I have to go for Saints in Los Angeles. Saints in Los Angeles is like one of the most recent albums they made. This was like their last record they have ever done with the original lineup. I gotta say, this record, it's a great record. I don't say it's bad, but there were like better records than this one. It has great songs like LAMF, Saints in Los Angeles, that was a great song. Chicks Equal Trouble, Face Down the Dirt, Down at the Whiskey, literally. It has a couple of good songs. White Trash Circus, literally. Great songs in this record. It isn't bad. It has a couple of great songs, but there's more better records than that one. And on number 6, I gotta go for their title track record, Motley Crue from 1994, I think it was. Literally, this record has literally their only record they did with John Corabi. Literally, this album is kind of like super underrated. It has like tons of underrated tracks. Like, let's see, it has Power to the Music. That was a great song. Hooligan Holiday, Uncle Jack, Misunderstood. Literally, it has, and Smoke the Sky is like one of the most underrated tracks of Motley Crue. Literally, this album has like tons of great tracks, and it's super underrated. So Motley Crue, the title track, is going on number 6. On number 5, I gotta go for, let me take this thing off. Theater of Pain. As you can see, I have it in vinyl, and Theater of Pain, it isn't a bad record. It has a couple of good songs like, well, City Boys Blues, it isn't a bad record. It isn't a bad song. Let's see, Fight for Your Rights, Louder Than Hell, Raise Your Hands to Rock, Save Our Souls, Smoking in the Boys Room, and my favorite track, Home Sweet Home. Well, Vince Neil hated this record. I don't know why, but but just because it only had 2 decent tracks, Home Sweet Home and Smoking a Boys One, and he said that the rest was a pile of shit, but this record, it's great. It has a couple of underrated tracks, and this album is kind of like the Motley Crue record, but this album, it isn't bad. So number 5, I gotta say, Theater of Pain. On number 4, the top 4 was difficult, so let's see. Number 4, I gotta go for Too Fast for Love. Too Fast for Love, it isn't a bad record. It has like tons of great songs, like obviously Live Wire, Public Enemy Number 1, Merry Go Round, Take Me to the Top, literally, Piece of Your Action, Too Fast for Love, On With the Show, literally. It has like tons of great tracks in this record, just that it's kind of like a great start album for Motley Crue. It's kind of like a great start album. The first album they did, I think it was on Leaf 2 Records, and later they got signed to Elektra, and everything went better. But this record is like a great kickstart career record for Motley Crue. So on number 4, I gotta say Too Fast for Love. On number 3, I gotta say Girls. What? Me, it's a super great album. It's like one of their most wasted records because literally the whole band was wasted on the whole tour. Nikki and Tommy pouring Jack Daniels all the way down. Literally, this was like a great record. It has tons of great songs like Girls, Dancing on Glass, Jailhouse Rock. It was a great cover. Well, there's like Wild Side. Literally, there's like tons of great songs. You're All I Need. And literally, Nikki Sixx wrote like a ballad called Nona, dedicated to his grandmother who died. And later, like a couple of weeks later, they had to cancel a whole tour because, well, they literally did a US tour, but the rest of the tour was canceled just because Nikki died of an overdose, and everything went downhill, and he had to go to rehab. The whole band went to rehab, and they came out with a masterpiece record. But this album is great. It was like one of the last fun Motley Crue albums we ever knew. On number 2, we gotta go for, many people will hate me with this, but I gotta say Shout at the Devil. Shout at the Devil, it isn't a bad record. Well, it's kind of like one of the most misunderstood records. People thought that Motley Crue was satanic just because the original cover has a pentagram in the middle. But they're not satanic. It has like tons of great songs. That album is like one of their best. It has Shout at the Devil. It has Looks That Kill. Let's see, Knock 'Em Dead Kid. Literally, it has like tons of great songs. Helter Skelter. Let's see, God Bless the Children of the Beast. 10 Seconds of Love. Literally, there's like tons of great tracks on that album. It's like one of the most misunderstood records. So I gotta say on number 2, Shout at the Devil. It was like one of their best. And on number 1, I gotta say Dr. Feelgood. Dr. Feelgood, it isn't a bad record. Really has like tons of great tracks like Dr. Feelgood. It's kickstart with TNT, Turn, and whatever. And really, it's like one of the. It kind of like reminds us when Nikki died, but he came back to life with adrenaline. And literally, this album has like tons of great tracks like TNT, Dr. Feelgood, Slice Up Your Pie, Rattlesnake Shake, Kickstart My Heart Like is one of the best Mick Mars solos I ever heard. Without You, Same Old Situation, Sticky Sweet, Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away Literally. This album has like tons of great tracks. This is like one of the most kick-ass records I ever heard. So that's it for ranking all 9 studio albums of Motley Crue. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, recommend me for more ideas. Follow me on Instagram, which is BrianVR123. I always follow back every follower, I swear. So thank y'all, see y'all later, and goodbye.